All right, let's dive right in. Welcome to today's Explainer. We are looking at a massive shift in the financial landscape today, the cinematic launch and nationwide rollout of Jaywan. And look, this isn't just, another piece of plastic for your wallet. It's an absolute game changer. We're talking about how the UAE is literally transforming its historic roots into this high-tech, sovereign digital future. So we're going on a bit of a journey today, from the ancient art of pearl diving straight through to modern digital currency. It's a wildly fascinating evolution, so let's get started.
Now, to really get where we're going, we kind of need to know where it all began, right? The word Jaywan is Emirati Arabic, and it translates to precious pearl. But not just any pearl. We're talking about the absolute finest, rarest, natural red pearl. Way before the oil boom, pearl diving was the lifeblood of the UAE. It supported entire communities, built these massive maritime trade routes, the whole shebang. So I want you to just picture that history. Imagine the rhythm of those old maritime trading ships seamlessly transforming into the glowing, high-speed data streams of today's digital economy. That's exactly what Jaywan represents. It takes that deep reliability and ambition from the past and completely digitizes it for today. Grounded in trust, inspired by ambition. The UAE's first national payment card scheme, that's the core identity here. Jaywan was built by Etihad Payments, which is actually a subsidiary of the Central Bank of the UAE. What we're really looking at here is a sovereign infrastructure, meaning it is built 100% by the UAE for the UAE. It's hyper-focused on local needs, but absolutely built to a world-class standard.
And this whole vision is anchored in serious institutional trust. Take this quote from His Excellency Saif Humaid El-Dawheri, the CBUAE's assistant governor. He lays out this massive mandate, hitting three huge pillars: reducing payment costs, accelerating digital transformation, and developing future-ready financial services. So, yeah, it's about convenience for sure, but really, it's a very clear aggressive push for digital payment localization and total economic independence. So, how are they actually pulling this off? Well, by building a sovereign financial rail. See, for the longest time, domestic card issuing has had to lean heavily on international networks. Jaywan totally flips the script by keeping domestic transaction processing local. By routing those local transactions through a national scheme, it slashes scheme and interchange costs across the board. That is a huge win, like immense value for issuers, local merchants, and frankly, everyday consumers like us. Plus, it drastically increases national payment resilience because you're no longer relying on external networks. All your critical data and infrastructure stay under local control, and that directly supports financial inclusion, bringing modern cashless payments to underserved communities and small businesses. All right, moving on to Act 2, the daily rhythm. Fast, secure, and rewarding everyday spending across all 7 Emirates. Let's look at how this macro infrastructure actually impacts your daily life. The big key here is readiness. Just look at this number, 90%. By the end of 2024, over 90% of point-of-sale terminals in the UAE were already supporting Jaywan. No joke. It wasn't just some abstract concept they were testing out. The financial infrastructure was aggressively prepped so that the second consumers got these cards, they could literally tap and pay almost everywhere instantly. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but what happens when I travel? Well, licensed financial institutions give you 2 types of Jaywan cards. You've got your mono-badged cards, which are dedicated just to Jaywan, perfect for local usage across the UAE and the broader GCC countries. But then you also have co-badged integration. That's where Jaywan partners up with international payment networks. It is literally the best of both worlds. You get the low-cost, sovereign domestic network when. And speaking of global reach, the scale of their 2025 global network and digital integrations is honestly staggering. Etihad Payments locked in agreements with MasterCard and Visa for co-badged debit and prepaid cards. They secured integrations with Apple, Samsung, and Google Wallets. That means your Jaywan card just drops right into the digital tap-to-pay systems you're probably already using every single day. Add Discover and UnionPay into the mix for even more global coverage, plus this massive bilateral usability agreement with India slated for mid-2025. I mean, this system was designed from day one to plug directly into the global matrix. But let's bring it back home to your everyday routine for a second. Jaywan has universal utility. Need cash? It works at ATMs nationwide. Buying a coffee at a traditional souk? Instant tap. And like we talked about, the local merchant is smiling too, because they're saving on processing fees with every single transaction. It's even fully integrated for online e-commerce checkout. For instance, Teller has been supporting it since April 2026. Whether it's a basic or premium tier, debit, prepaid, or credit, it just acts as a complete, holistic financial tool for everything you do. Okay, let's shift gears to Act 3, the sovereign future. Advanced security, data localization, and alignment with the We the UAE 2031 vision. Let's zoom out to the macro view.
If we look at the rollout journey, there is just incredible momentum here. It kicks off with the official scheme launch in 2024 and that massive push for 90% POS readiness. Then we hit 2025, which was basically defined by those huge global network agreements and digital wallet integrations. By July 2026, boom, Etihad Payments and MasterCard sign a landmarked co-badged credit card deal. And all of this is hurtling toward the end of 2027, which is when the central bank mandates that all UAE banks have to issue Jaywan debit cards to their customers. By that point, this precious pearl is going to be the absolute standard in every resident's wallet, no doubt about it. And as Jan Pilbauer, the CEO of Etihad Payments, points out, it really is all about empowering users with control, convenience, and domestic benefits. But the most vital takeaway from his statement is that this didn't happen in a vacuum. A project this massive, its true success comes from the entire financial ecosystem pulling together. We're talking banks, exchange houses, fintechs, and local merchants, all collaborating to weave this tech into the fabric of our everyday financial lives. Because at the end of the day, Jaywan is so much more than just a piece of plastic or a quick tap on your phone. It is a catalyst for the whole digital economy. It plugs right into the UAE's other massive tech agendas. It works perfectly with Ani for instant payments. It supports open finance and eKYC initiatives. And maybe most importantly, it creates the foundational, secure layer for the eventual digital dirham. By building out this robust, sovereign infrastructure, the UAE is absolutely cementing its position as a leading global fintech hub. It's honestly incredible to think about. An idea born from the historic, community-building tradition of pearl diving has evolved to secure a high-tech financial future. The rare red pearl transformed into a national payment identity that powers trust, innovation, and sustainable growth. So I want to leave you with a thought to chew on as we wrap up today's explainer. As this rollout continues to accelerate across the nation, are you ready to hold the future of the UAE's sovereign economy right in the palm of your hand? Thanks so much for joining me for this deep dive into Jaywan. Stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.